but Omarosa's here. So let's try this again.
Yes, I am the vice chair of the Diversity Coalition for Donald Trump.
And how's that going?
It's going very well. Why did you just give me the side eye? You know, black girls call that the side eye.
I do.
That's the side eye.
Lots of girls call that the side eye. Look, is the diversity thing going well?
It's going well.
Okay, good. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, we created the Diversity Coalition because there was this idea that African Americans did not support Donald Trump. I saw a poll that came out last week. There were 0% of people supporting Donald Trump, but that's just not true.
No, that is not true. I can confirm that. It's not 0%.
I mean, I just attended a faith-based service on Sunday with 300 African Americans, a reception last night with African Americans. I don't know who they're talking to, but the important part of it is the educational arm. That the Republican Party has been trying to have these efforts to reach out to minority communities, and now Donald Trump steps into this organization, pairing and partnering with the RNC and trying to expand the base. Certainly letting people know that there is enough. What are you looking at?
They just turned the lights off on us. It scared me to death. Go on, sorry.
That there is enough room under this tent for everyone.
Are they making it a welcome place for minorities?
You know, Mr. Trump is certainly making it a welcome place for minorities.
How's he done that?
You know, he wants to focus on issues of economics. You know, African-American community is very concerned about jobs, about making sure that there's an improvement in our communities, both with criminal justice issues, with the relationships. We're talking about the police, with what's happening with our educational systems, what's happening with domestic policy issues like Social Security and health care. I mean, you know, these are issues that Donald Trump has been very bold and very vocal about. And that's how he's been really reaching out to the community. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Not even an hour from here.
I'll dot the I.
High in the middle, round on the N, hi. But I'm just from down the road, and the unemployment level is at a all-time high.
Especially among young African-American males.
Absolutely. And so when Donald Trump comes through Ohio and he's talking about creating jobs, the African-American community listen, but African-American males listen. And so here's somebody who's speaking to not just creating jobs, but also providing the training so that we can sustain those jobs.
How many of your friends are like, what are you doing?
A lot of them, because I was a Democrat up until Donald Trump announced.
Well, isn't that convenient? Which takes me back to the wagon. Because
no wagon. Donald Trump is my friend. When he said, I need your help, I can't do this, you know, without the folks who I love and I care for.
Now, I wouldn't doubt that for a second. You seem very friendly, and I don't doubt that a bit.
We're friends now, right, Shep?
Totes. I got tons of friends who have different political views than I do, and I don't think more highly or less highly of them. I believe that everyone should have their voice and their say, and they should stick to their principles, and you know, you do you, and I'm all good. If you're read up and you have a different feeling than I do, then great.
I love that.
But the weird ones are the ones who have all these feelings, and then one day, boom, they change them.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is I worked with the Clintons in the Clinton White House for a long time, but when I went
How was that?
It was interesting. It was during the impeachment scandal, but that's another story.
True that.
When I went to support Barack Obama, when the two of them were going head-to-head, and I chose the Obama side, there was already starting to be a splinter when I decided to go with her opponent as opposed to Hillary. And so this isn't just one day I decided, okay, I'm going to choose someone over Hillary.
So you were Clinton.
I was
then
Clinton.
You were Obama.
Then I was Obama.
And now you're Trump.
That's correct,
Things
sir.
that don't really, on core principles, how much changing did you have to do?
Well, you think about it as you grow and you move into different economic brackets, your viewpoints on things change.
I've heard
this. Significantly.
But it happened.
When I was younger, I wasn't concerned about tax issues. I could care less because I wasn't making a ton of money. You're
so Avicii. When I was younger. Hey, but
I am very young. Do not start up in here.
So when Obama was president, you voted for him.
I did not. I voted for him.
And then you were pro him.
Yes.
And then when your friend came along, you want to support him. But
Absolutely.
did your views change, or did you just need to help your friend?
No,
which I also understand.
My views didn't have to change. I've always been active in my community. I've always wanted to see better jobs in my community. I've always wanted to see peace in my community, social justice in my community. These things have not changed. Who is going to do that? Who is not just going to talk about hope and feeling good and that sort of, but who's actually going to implement that change in the community? We've had 7 years of Democratic reign. I watched it. I was hoping that that change would happen. But people have to ask themselves, am I better off? If you look around and the conditions in my community haven't improved, then you have to look other places for someone who is actually going to help bring that change about. And I believe that Donald Trump is that person.
Fair. Obama's presidency, 10 is the best, 1 is the worst. What was it? What has it been?
That's such a tough question. Let me tell you why. I have to acknowledge the historic nature of his presidency. We have to put it in that context. And
how about the economy and jobs?
Now, when we shift to those things and you start looking at the data, that tells a different story. When you start looking at unemployment, that tells a different story. So when you talk about plants shutting down in my Youngstown, Ohio, and Columbus, and that's a different story.
That? How are we going to stop businesses from moving overseas where labor's cheaper? How do we do that?
You have to incentivize them. That's the only way. Yes, if labor's cheaper and they're making and looking at their bottom line, of course they want to move.
That's what I would do.
Is that what you would do?
Well,
you would take jobs from American people?
I wouldn't take them from American people, but if I can make money by moving somewhere else, I'm talking about in the abstract. If I can make money by moving somewhere else and I can't make money by being here, what am I supposed to do?
If we give the incentives for you to stay in the United States, where you can be just as competitive as you would be if you moved overseas, then you would certainly keep your jobs in America, correct? That's what Donald Trump wants to do. He's tired of seeing our jobs shipped overseas.
But I thought he was going to tariff everybody, which he really can't do.
No, well, don't get me in trouble. I just got my new job.
Kristen, we're going to toss you in less than a minute. Who got your new job?
So in my new role, I got a job this week. Yeah.
You have a job now?
I have a job with the Trump campaign
Overrated. Oh, all right. Tell me about it.
I am the director of African American
We already
Outreach.
went through this.
No, I was the vice chair of the National Deficiency. You didn't pay attention
Are they going to pay you?
Now I'm paid.
That's good. What are they paying?
I'm not telling you that.
Because you hear.
Now I heard you get $7 to $8 million a year.
But that's not true.
You don't get that?
No.
Last more.
It's just not that.
Kristen, are you there? Help me.
Kristen's somewhere, because I heard the producer tell her we were going to toss to her in a minute. I don't know what we're going to talk to her about, but you should probably put it in the prompter so I'll know in a minute. But before we go, because the word is from a lot of workers that he's, over the years he hasn't paid a lot of people who were supposed to be paid. Have you read that stuff?
Wow, I've heard lots of rumors. It's been 14 years working with Donald, so people say a lot about Donald. But the one thing that they have to say is that he's been successful with this. I mean, he took out 16, 17 primary candidates.
Never seen anything like it.
And on Thursday, he will become the Republican nominee.
Yep, unless there's shenanigans. But I think the time for shenanigans has passed.
Like about an hour ago. That was it.
That was weird, wasn't it?
It was pretty exciting. I thought something was going to pop off.
I thought it might too, but it didn't. And then they just bang, bang, clear the floor. Here we go. See you at 7:30. Go have a drink.
Right. That's the way you handle business.
They did.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see you. I hope this works out great. Everybody's pro-diversity.
Absolutely. And we have to have a party that is inclusive, and that's really my job.
Well, good luck.
Thank you, Shep.
So nice to see you again. She's an apprentice. I'm a little starstruck. Now I have to get to serious things. I know because I read the first 3 words in the prompter.
It is serious. Bye.
Yeah. See, bye.